There, all good.
My screen is red.
I am Noxiddar!
Hey everyone, how's it going? Noxiddar here, and welcome to the next reaction of Delicious in Dungeon, episode 12, the halfway point in this season. I feel like I've already experienced this show maybe 2 or 3 times already just in this span, because it is just chock full of adventure and world building and storytelling, and I just can't seem to get enough of it. We left off in a pretty dire situation, so I don't really have anything more to add. I just need to find out what happens next, just like a good story. So without any further ado, let's get right to our reaction.
Falin!
Can she even be revived after all that?
Hey, Laios, what are you?
The resurrection office. They'll know what to do.
What, aren't warg bones mixed in there too?
It's hard to tell them apart.
Please wait! The link between the soul and body is fragile now. You shouldn't move her. The more damaged the body is, the weaker the soul's bond. When a resurrection fails, it's usually because the soul separated too far, or because the body wasn't fully restored. The restoration requires more than twice the amount of calories for the damaged parts, so we'd also need to bring a lot of fresh meat for it to work. We have a large amount of fresh meat right here in front of us.
Hey, now hold on a sec. You're gonna resurrect her? With dragon meat? Reviving isn't even your specialty.
I didn't want to scare anyone, so I never mentioned it.
Oh?
What I specialize in is actually ancient magic, which is highly forbidden. Its use is frowned upon, but using it to revive Falin, it's our best option.
Marcille!
Black magic. That stuff is evil.
Magic doesn't have morality. Well, Laios, it's your choice.
Oh man.
Let's do it, Marcille. Bring my sister back from the dead.
No hesitation.
Are you guys insane? Using dragon meat of all things.
Goat and pig are what people would normally use for this, but we don't have that right now.
All right, let's start.
Oh, I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
First things first, I would like to put the body back in its original shape, so I'll start assembling her skeleton.
I'm familiar with canine skeletons, so I'll work on putting the wargs together.
That's kinda unnecessary, isn't it?
Not if it helps us avoid missing something or making dumb mistakes.
Humans
It's fair.
have around 200 bones.
Then we're looking at about 840 bones total.
Oh wow.
How do you know that?
Dogs have around 320 bones, and there are 2 skulls here, so it's easy math.
That's one heck of a puzzle though.
Then we have the bones from the hands. Let's arrange them starting with the fingers.
I got it! Like this, right?
So close. Actually, the longest metacarpal, despite what you might think, goes on the pointer finger. That just leaves us with the ones that connect the fingers to the wrist.
Hint, please!
This isn't a game, Laios!
I feel like the last couple of episodes, Chilchuck has been no Chilchuck. I mean, that dude is wound up so tight. He is completely out of his element. And it's so funny because I actually had initially thought that was true mostly of Marcille. I mean, she's put into this situation where she's away from, you know, the creature comforts of society, and she's with these maniacs that just want to carve up monsters and, you know, mash them up and turn them into meals. And here she is, like, putting together this epic puzzle to do a resurrection spell. And Chilchuck, man, he is just having a hard time with this. It's so fun to see the dynamic, and it is really satisfying to see Marcille's development as a character, and going from, I think I titled like my second episode, like she thought she was useless, and now here we are in the most desperate straits doing forbidden magic, and it just so happens we have the most qualified person in the level of the dungeon anyways, here with us to be able to do that. So I'm curious to see how this is actually going to play out.
It's ready.
Hint, please!
This isn't a game, Laios!
There. It's ready.
Oh, wow.
Seems she had good calcium intake.
This isn't gonna revive the wargs too, is it?
Only human souls get bound to the dungeon. All right, here we go.
Oh, wow.
Marcille! She just fainted.
Did she do it?
So what happened? Did it actually work?
I've seen these movies. They come back evil.
Falin! There. All good.
My screen is red.
Glad you're safe.
You're cold.
Right! My armor. Sorry. Let me go get you some clothes. Marcille. Marcille.
How's Falin?
Alive and well. But she's still a bit disoriented.
Marcille. Chilchuk.
How are you feeling?
She's still kind of confused about this.
All right. This guy here, his name's Senshi.
Good to meet you, Falin. I've heard a lot about you.
Time for Dragon Burger.
A good time to start prepping a meal.
Oh, yeah.
That magic circle I saw. There was something that just didn't feel right about it. It's all my fault you had to use something like that.
Things will be fine if we erase it. Our biggest concern is how to safely get back home.
We can't use return magic or the orcs' tunnels, so we'll have to get to the castle from the main road.
You may have rescued your sister, but the fact remains that we're still broke.
I do have some savings in the bank, you know.
So about that Marcille, the black magic she used, did you already know she had that ability?
She had mentioned wanting to go into a dungeon to study.
It always seemed weird to me. An elf who looked like she was living pretty comfy wanting to go into a dungeon. You don't suppose she's one of those dark elves, do you? I don't want her causing any problems for us.
Who are you calling a dark elf?
If dark magic was harmless, it wouldn't be forbidden!
So you'd consider healing magic harmless? Because even that can be used for torture.
I just realized, where'd Senshi go?
Maybe dealing with the dragon meat?
Oh, I just passed Mr. Senshi. He was carrying a giant pan along with firewood.
Like I said, he's prepping food.
Near the dragon?
We gotta stop him!
Oh, no. Oh, good to see he's okay.
He's alive!
Is this defensive magic?
Good job, Falin.
Did you cast that?
I think so.
How'd you do it so fast and without chanting?
I thought about needing to protect everyone.
That's amazing. Is this that sudden heroic strength thing? Sure would have been real helpful to have when we were fighting the Red Dragon.
Anyway, you were revived not that long ago, so please refrain from using any more magic.
There was this mini-series back in the 90s about Merlin, and it was starring like Sam Neill. He could never advance beyond using magic with his hands. And so, like, you know, the first, I guess, ultimate part is like just using your voice or even just thinking what you want to happen, and that being like the ultimate source of power. And so that's immediately what I first thought of when Marcille pointed out how strange it was that she didn't like have to prepare or you know, use an incantation or something like that. Sometimes I'm just reminded of things, and that's what I have to stop and comment on before I can continue. Like, I have to get it out of my brain so that I have space to fill it with something else.
That startled me.
Didn't I say that dragons breathe fire from fuel they produce?
You did.
You ignited that fuel.
Guess I'll use that fire to cook. Mix flour, yeast, salt, and water in a bowl and knead well.
Go take a bath while it rests.
Lightly sprinkle flour onto a piece of dragon hide, then place it inside the dragon.
Clever. That makes sense.
Tip the
Yeah.
dragon's tail. It's ready.
Whoa. Onion pizza? Let's go. From a dragon?
Feels like the first good meal I've eaten in a while.
Good, good. Take your revenge on that dragon.
True. Man, that looks amazing.
It's pretty tough. But the flavor odor seems kind of familiar.
If anything, it kind of tastes like... It's a bit like living armor, isn't it?
Huh, you think so?
I don't taste the same rusty tinge the armor had. Kelpie and frog were pretty soft, so maybe it's more like the basilisk?
This color, this firm texture, the rich flavor. Each of these things are distinctly unique. So why are you comparing the taste of this to anything else? Because this is the flavor of a dragon!
This show just tickles something inside of me when it plays this like large drum mallets hitting on this like high adventure bombastic horns, something akin to like a Conan the Barbarian, and the whole time it's hyping up dragon meat as being like this ultra unique tasty thing. It's like an order of seriousness within the silliness that in combination creates just an authentically enjoyable experience.
Falin, you may have realized by now, but...
We haven't had the resources to buy food, so we've been eating monsters.
This is the worst possible outcome!
We ate a scorpion and a slime. We did eat some living armor, though.
How'd you do that?
Wouldn't it be a lot faster to show her the real thing?
What's this about? Shh. Laios! Why'd you keep this from us?
Adorable.
It moves around on its own.
It was only supposed to tide me over until I found another weapon, but it reacts to other monsters, which is convenient.
In that situation, I probably would have also thought to hold on to it. But tell everyone next time. If you lose the trust of those around you, you lose everything.
Aren't you the one who said monsters are dangerous creatures?
Yeah, and trust me, I haven't forgotten about that.
What does it taste like, brother?
Do you want to eat it?
Yes, please, I'd love that.
What? We're just sacrificing Kensuke?
I'm glad that you're with us again.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go say goodnight to my brother.
Aw.
Good night, big brother.
You too. Sleep tight.
What was that about? Just listening in, I guess. I'd almost have to go back and look. Was that the one that was inhabiting the living painting that came after Laios? I need to go back and look at that. Was that 6?
I remember. You were there when the prince was born. I will burn your flesh to ash.
Now let me go back to what we just saw. If it's not the same character, it's definitely a very similar design. Interesting. I like that callback, if that's the case. Wow, so the plot really does thicken because I have no idea where we're going now. In a lot of ways, I really thought that was the resolution of what the main thrust of the adventure is, but now it seems like that was actually just the first chapter of the story, and here we are moving on to something else. I'm really excited to see where this story goes, because I went from just thinking it was just this delightful little thing and, you know, very comfortable, to now seeing like an epic battle with a dragon on top of dark magic being used to bring someone back from the dead, to callbacks of this dark elf character. And then there was also like that political intrigue in the other episode where the guy was warning about the elves taking back their land. There are so many moving parts right now, and I can't wait to see how it all culminates and comes together. But alas, we will save that for further adventures in other episodes. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next one. This is Noxiddar, out. We'll see ya.